What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another video review. This time it's the Hot Toys Age of Ultron Vision, and you can purchase this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link in the description, and we'll start off with a box. You'll see it's a normal Age of Ultron box. Initially I didn't want to pick up this figure along with, Scarlet Witch. I was gonna pass up on the 3 figures, but I figured, I don't think they're going to make another Vision. At least as of the release of this video, they haven't announced any Vision for Civil War. Plus, most of my figures are from Age of Ultron anyway. So I figured, you know what, I'll just get this guy. There's something about the movie, I didn't really like it, but I like the idea of, several superheroes coming up together. I guess that's why Marvel is so successful, so to speak. They do a great job on putting them together, even though the story is not really that engaging. But to see them in action together, me as a collector and as a fan, you kind of feel like, hey, you know what, I gotta get all of those guys. And that's what I did. I picked them up, Scarlet Witch, even Quicksilver, and most of them are not really what we would call tier 1 figures. But still, we picked them up. Just the completionist in us, I guess, in collectors. Now I totally understand if somebody just doesn't pick him up because he's not gonna have his own movie. He's not a standalone figure, so to speak. I mean, unless you're a big Vision fan, and I don't know anyone who's just a big Vision fan. But they're mostly gonna pick him up just to form an Avengers, and rightfully so. He's not a bad figure. It's just not. He's not Thor or Iron Man or Captain America or something like that. And he comes with this nice, you've seen this before if you have a Thor figure, the Diecast Thor hammer. So I guess that's a nice piece that they included in there. What I really do like is this, his base. Basically, nothing special about the base, but the fact that you can interchange, as you can see here, it has the 4 prongs right there, so you can attach it to the base. This is the dynamic stand. You've seen this before, the bendable stick, so you can kind of put him in a flying pose. And also the beautiful thing about this base is that you can switch it up to just a normal stand. So if you just want him standing up, the crotch grabber, so you have that option. And I wish they did the same thing for Superman, for the Batman versus Superman line, because any figure that is flying, as you can see, the A kind of like resembles Vision right there. It's nice to have that option, to have that switch up. And as far as the figure itself, you're buying it mostly because of the figure, or the character. There's not much accessories that you've seen there, but his outfit is really intricate, really unique. As you can see, there's some pattern on his costume, and it kind of resembles the Man of Steel costume. It's kind of thin, but there's some texture in it. It's nicely done. There's some paddings on it, so articulation is a bit limited because of this, and because of the suit. It's stretchable, but it kind of brings the joints back whenever you do some poses. And you gotta be careful. It has nice pattern. It's beautiful colors, beautiful figure, a lot of details as far as costume is concerned. But the waist grabber, because mine has like a little bit of fading because of the waist grabber, I suppose from those those circular oval pattern. So on his back, you gotta be careful. But I guess it's one of those hazards. It's on the back, so you can't really see it, so it's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker or anything. You just keep that in mind. His cape, lots of details as well. I love it. And then it's wired. It's a wired cape, so you can pose it. It still drapes nicely because the fabric that they used is pretty soft. But since it does have wires on the edges, so it's not draping as well as a cape without one. But still, I would rather grab the wired cape than not. As far as the head sculpt, I think it's a terrific head sculpt. It looks good, something that you would expect from something like Vision, but they really capture the face of Vision pretty nicely here. Only one thing I wish they included was like a light up gem on his forehead, but since he doesn't have any accessories. And this is not not a cheap figure as well for somebody who's secondary. I think he retails for $230, not including shipping, or maybe $224. But you include a shipping in there, you're looking almost at $240. He's not entirely bare bones, but you can kind of say that because the hammer that he comes with, it's not even his. You know, it's like a recycled from Thor, and it's not really a vital part of himself. You know, it's more of a like one scene where he handed the hammer to Thor, or yeah, he did use it, you know, on some time. But yeah, so I'm just changing the lights here. Like I said, pretty nice head sculpt right here. The face is pretty accurate, no complaints there whatsoever. There's limited movements on the neck as well. Overall, there's some limitations on his movement, but not just him. I noticed from the Age of Ultron line, even Quicksilver has some. But overall, I'm pretty happy with him. And here he is. I'm gonna throw in some 3 poses, maybe a couple, and call it a day. He is how do I say this? He's not a must-have. He's not a must-have. But if you already started your Marvel line, why not? You know, like what I did was I have no intentions whatsoever. Like I said, in the beginning, I just said, you know, I'm gonna pick up the 7, you know, whatever number it is from the original Avengers, the core guys, and then move on. But him, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver, and possibly Ant-Man. Not the. I was trying to look for the movie version, but it went out of stock. So you know, I'm just gonna go with the Civil War version, and possibly Falcon. I had Falcon from not Civil War, but I'm gonna pick up the Civil War because I already sold my my other one, the Winter Soldier version, which is also pretty nice. But I had to sell him, and possibly, you know, Black Panther. So I just can't stop it. You know, and I don't need multiple characters. My route here is that since they're not really close to my heart, you know, this is not my. I just want to see them complete. You know, it's just so awesome to see the Avengers line, you know, like in one group shot and, you know, a part of your collection. I'm not as passionate as them as I am, let's say, with Batman or Superman, because those guys, you know, those collectibles are just awesome. You know, you see the new Batman now from Batman versus Superman. It comes with a lot of gadgets. Plus, I don't know. I just feel like I'm just more attached to the DC storyline, and a lot of people does not like them. But I feel that they tackle more. You know, I don't know. It just hits me better than the Marvel line. You know, and to each his own. I love the Dark Knight, and so, you know, Man of Steel was also great for me. And a lot of people didn't like Batman versus Superman, but I can't wait for those line. And him, as I said earlier, there's a few limitations, but he's not overly, you know, not poseable, unlike my Batman Begins or Batman Returns. He's not. You know, you can put some decent poses in him. And looking up online, you know, just it's different when it's in video and when you're taking a picture, because in picture you can, you know, throw some angles in there left and right. You can make him look like he's flying, but on video it's real time, so it's kind of hard to cheat that pose. But like I said, you know, he's pretty movable. You know, there's certain parts that's harder to move, but you just gotta know how to maneuver things. If you you know, like holding his shoulder when you rotate it, you know, things of that nature. But yeah, this is where I guess the wired cape is useful, at least for me. I like this kind of poses, so it kind of looks like he's flying in the air, and you know, it gives you that nice illusion. And I wish they did the same thing for Superman, because we've seen the flowing cape before, and I think just to give it some variation, this should have been done. And there you go. So you're looking at the entire package right here. That's not much. As you can see, he doesn't come with a lot of accessories, but like I said, you're not buying this figure because of accessories. Otherwise, you should pick up a Batman and an Iron Man. But instead, you're buying a figure that's unique. You know, something that it's not easy to kit bash. You can't just buy the parts elsewhere. So It's not like a guy in a suit that, yeah, you'll just buy the suit, or you know, they're kit bashing Bane now or something like that. This one, you know, you have no choice. But if you want accuracy, then you have to go to Hot Toys route. Unfortunately, it's a bit overpriced in my opinion. But if you can pick them up for, you know, down the retail, maybe under 200, you know, that's a big good deal. If not, I mean, it's still a good part of your collection if you want to buy one. If you don't mind paying almost $230, but that's kind of like the norm now for 1/6 scale, unless you're buying something like Asmus, who has a really decent, great price for what you're getting. But you know, different market right there. Lord of the Rings and Marvel, two different areas. But yeah, so thank you for watching, guys, and I still have like a couple of more Age of Ultron figures, so keep in touch, and please like and subscribe, and until next time.